I was having a discussion recently with some people who are batching their own concrete, or they're going to be batching their own concrete, and the discussion was about how much can you reasonably expect to be making in a day. And I wanted to give this, or two tips in this video. I wanted to make this video and give two tips for people thinking, "Oh, I'm going to make a lot of concrete here, going to mix a whole bunch. I don't mind if I have to work hard, trying to save money, all kinds of reasons why you might do it. But if you haven't done it before, I want to give you some advice here. And I mean, I'm not even going to count this one. This one's a freebie, but it's a lot of work, right? Like it's probably worth it to pay a little bit more and not have to do that kind of work, because it's like you really have to put yourself through a meat grinder to spend the day batching concrete. Like it's really hard physical work. But I mean, I'm going to assume that you already knew that and proceed into some helpful advice that maybe you didn't know. So the first thing that you're going to want to do or get, let's say, if you're planning on mixing concrete all day long, you can't rely on a garden hose. You can't be standing there with a garden hose when it's time to like refill the buckets. What you want to get is a big plastic 55-gallon drum. And with a giant, drum that you can fill with water, you could maybe even, let's say you want to be fancy, you could rig up a little float valve so that it automatically stays topped up, or you could just manually be controlling the water level. But by having this giant bin full of water, when it comes time to batch the next mix, you're not standing there with a garden hose. You just dunk your 5-gallon bucket in, you take however much water you need for the mix that you're doing, and you send it into the mixer. No messing around, no wasted time at all. It's one of the most important things that you're going to need to have if you're going to be batching a lot of concrete mixes. So one more thing I want to mention here, if you're going to be batching a lot of concrete, which I can relate to, I've done this job before, you're going to save a lot of money, and that's good, but I want you to be aware it's not just about saving money. The hardest part of your day actually isn't the labor. The hardest part of your day will be to have consistency between your mixes. A 5% variance in the amount of water that's going into one mix or the other is going to have drastic results with the viscosity of the product that you're batching. And if you're batching, a bunch of concrete that you're going to be finishing here, and you're just doing it load by load, what happens is it starts to all set up or actuate at a different time. That makes it very, very challenging from a placing and finishing perspective. Like, it's hard enough to place and finish concrete truly, but one of the advantages that the pros have is they're using a ready mix concrete truck or a line pump or something like that. They're getting the concrete where it needs to be right away. All that concrete was mixed at the same time, so it's all setting up at the same time, kind of uniform in how it's workable. When you're batching yourself, it's nothing like that. It's all different times, it's different viscosities, it's really challenging. So one of the things you might want to try to do, depending on what you're pouring, let's say it's a slab, you're gonna pour a big slab. Very difficult to put a quality finish on a slab when you're batching it yourself, even if you absolutely crushed it in terms of batching your viscosity as equally as you possibly could. Even still, just from the size of it, by the time you get to the end, the beginning part's already setting up or already set up if it's a hot, sunny day. So what you might want to explore doing is you batch your concrete and you fill your forms, but you don't fill them right to the top. You're going to leave them a little bit low. Let's say we're working with a 4-inch slab. You could leave it, 3/4 of an inch low, or you could even just go like halfway. Take 2 inches worth of concrete and fill your entire slab form, and then start at the beginning again. Like it's still like it hasn't set up yet. It's not hard yet. So you can come back to the beginning and do another pass. And this is going to give you a more realistic fighting chance for your placing and finishing, or to get like a quality finish on it, because otherwise you're going to be fighting some that's too liquidy, some that's basically rock hard already, and then you're just crying in the middle of the slab there. So just avoid that entirely by being prepared, knowing this is going to happen. Be really, really careful with your batch quality for the viscosity of your mix, and then maybe plan ahead with some sort of process where you're going to do 2 passes or something, such that your top layer is of a better, more consistent quality for finishing, at least in terms of the timing. If you found this information helpful, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you're going to learn a ton about how to work with concrete.